The United States Army's Nike Hercules program was a means of defense which the country deployed in large numbers and at great expense during the Cold War. This ground-based anti-aircraft missile system protected vital U.S. cities, industrial centers, and military bases from aerial attack. Dedicated Army soldiers under the Army Air Defense Command operated Nike Hercules batteries around the clock. Though the system never had to be used in the United States, it was considered an important part of the country's defensive framework throughout the 1960s and early 1970s. The United States had recognized a growing vulnerability on the polar air route, the shortest and most likely avenue of attack from Russia. With their fleet of intercontinental bombers, the Soviets were capable of flying into the United States to release nuclear weapons. Due to its proximity to the Soviet Union, Alaska would play a key role in the nation's defense strategy by serving as an early warning sentinel and the first line of defense. Alaska's nuclear air defense shield was put into place in the late 1950s with the building of 8 nuclear-capable Nike Hercules air defense missile sites statewide. The Anchorage Defense's prime mission was to protect Fort Richardson's troop concentrations and Elmendorf Air Force Base, which was home to the Air Defense Command and control facilities, as well as important aircraft. The firing batteries were Site Point, located near the Anchorage Airport, Site Bay, located at Goose Bay across from Fort Richardson, and Site Summit, located in the Chugach Mountains, 4,000 feet above Anchorage. Construction of Site Summit began May 1957 and was completed in September of 1958. The battery was declared operational in May of 1959. During the period of time that the Anchorage Nike Hercules sites provided air defense for the Fort Richardson-Elmendorf Air Force Base Anchorage complex, the Cuban Missile Crisis dominated the news. By October of 1962, it was clear that tensions between the Soviet Union and the United States were reaching a boiling point. Although Cuba was thousands of miles away, in response to the Higher Defense Condition, or DEFCON, of the time, the Alaskan Nike sites were locked and loaded with missiles on launchers, and sites were on a 5-minute status. In other words, the missiles were ready to fire within 5 minutes. The troops were at this status for more than 30 days, as President Kennedy dealt with the crisis. The impacts of more than 20 years of Nike Hercules air defense in Alaska are significant. Millions of dollars were pumped into the local economy as a result of the sites. More than 12,000 officers and enlistmen passed through the Alaskan batteries on their tours of duty, and many decided to stay in Alaska and are Alaskan citizens today. According to some, there were many reasons why the Cold War never erupted into intercontinental confrontation, and the strength and quality of the Nike Hercules air defense system in Alaska was one of those reasons. Site Summit was the last site in Alaska to be deactivated, and closed in July of 1979. Longtime Anchorage residents remember the large Christmas star, which was placed below the launch area of Site Summit. Through the years, the Christmas star has served as a highly visible reminder of Site Summit. The remnants of Site Summit exist today, and restoration of the site began in 2010. The site is being preserved as a National Historic Site. Once restored, plans include guided tours and interpretive displays.